All right, moving up. We got Cedric Dumas out of prison taking on Jackson Mcvey.
Oh
Holy cow.
man, Cedric was dog crate Dumas. Um, yeah, if you guys don't know the story, he fought not too long ago. Forget who it was against.
His girlfriend. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode here on Locked Door MMA. We're your hosts. I'm Brevin. This is my good buddy JP, and we are back with another video for a very special card in UFC 317 that's stacked from top to bottom. We will give you our predictions and our analysis for every single fight. But before we do, we just want to give a quick shout out to you guys as our current viewers, our current subscribers. We appreciate you. Welcome to the Locked Door community. If you aren't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Smack the like button for us for this video, and leave a comment letting us know who you guys have winning for this weekend's fights. Last weekend was okay. I'll let JP take over and give you a little recap of last weekend, but I know that we're both super stoked for this upcoming pay-per-view.
yeah, very excited for this pay-per-view. I just woke up from like 10 a.m. Saturday morning because that card was an absolute snoozer. Oh my god. I said it when we were breaking it down. The first like 3-4 fights. I'm like, I hope they change this order. Because if they go the way we think they're gonna go, it's gonna be a snooze fest. Shocker. Um, but whatever. I mean, that card was atrocious. We did have a fight of the year candidate. I feel like with that Saudi Cup fight, that was disgusting. But the rest of the card was atrocious. Wild week for us. Wild week. TikTok can get these hands, quite honestly. Um, and then the big news broke. The big news that everybody's been waiting for. Is he gonna do it? Is he not gonna do it? The dote, okay, the coat. All right, everything but the goat, because he's a bum. Johnny Boy retired. So Tom Aspinall retired him without even fighting. That was crazy, but yeah, whatever. Snooze fest galore. I'm excited for this card. A lot of banger fights. I feel like a lot of good ones on here, so I'm excited.
Yeah, a lot of good ones for sure. And like JP alluded to, the did get banned. So if you guys wouldn't mind going over to TikTok, subscribing to the new channel, it's Locked Door MMA 2.0. We're trying to rebuild over there. It really helped with the growth of the YouTube channel and our community as a whole. So do us a favor, head on over and follow us on TikTok. But without further ado, JP, let's go ahead and dive into this stacked pay-per-view, starting with some absolute brawlers. Nico Price, the old man, seemingly old man. He's only 35, but he seems like he's 45,
Yeah.
taking on Jacoby Smith.
Um,
Nickname Kobe. Jacoby
Kobe.
the Kobe.
Kobe. Yeah, this one kind of funny. Sierra was in here watching me break down film to start it, and she was watching the some Jacoby Smith film, and she was like, "Why does he freak out?" She called it a spaz out because every time after he wins, he does this little roll around the cage and he jumps on his back and shit. But this dude's nasty. This dude's nasty, man. He's got power. He can wrestle. Um, he's got great combos, and it's not like wild power. It's pretty tight and accurate. Nico Price, like you were saying, I was shocked at the age. I did think he was like closer to 40, if not 40. He's one of those weird guys, unorthodox, you know. Um, his striking's not technically sound at all. It works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. I personally don't see anywhere where Nico Price is better than Jacoby. I think the odds replicate that. Jacoby right now is a minus 1800, I believe. Yeah, the best you're gonna find him is minus 1400 on FanDuel. So like, what are you gonna do with that? But I think first round KO for sure. Hammer in the under, if anything. But other than that, I guess he's a parlay piece. But this is a no brainer. Give me Jacoby.
Bingo, bingo. I'm taking Jacoby Smith. It feels like to me, JP, this is just one of those matchups where they're starting to try to build a prospect up. Like Smith has all the makings of just this up and coming prospect. He's 29 years old. He's got the wrestling background from Oklahoma State. And Nico Price is a guy that has been in some absolute brawls. He's been in some wars. He can get bloodied up, cut up, beat up. And I think Jacoby Smith is going to do that to him, and how long it takes to get Nico Price out of there, we'll find out on Saturday. But the moral of the story is Jacoby Smith is going to get it done. He is going to be your biggest favorite of this entire card. So we're not saying this is a spot to bet it by any means. You could look at the KO, but that's still probably going to be heavily, the favorited outcome there. I don't know.
Like
Nico
minus
Price is tough,
200.
but Jacoby Smith 200, it's not terrible. Maybe you can even get that down into a first round KO,
Yeah.
to find some plus money. But give me Jacoby Smith as well.
Yeah. Nico's fun. He's fun to watch. But he's a sacrificial lamb going into this one. Very excited to hear what Brevin has to say about the big boys, because I got some things to say. The return of Johanata Diniz or D's Nuts against Alvin Hines.
Yeah, this one, interesting little matchup. I mean, if you guys know anything about Deniz's scheduled opponent, it was supposed to be one of the Taffa brothers, okay? Um, I'm a Taffa hater. I, honest to God, believe if one of those short little Australian boys walked up to me on the street, I would slap him across the face and just disrespect them in front of their whole family. I think they're terrible. And what do you know? They withdrew from the fight because they don't even like fighting. So now Deniz is taking on this juicer, Alvin Hines, nicknamed Boozy. Okay. Coming over from LFA, I believe it is. He's like 7-0, 5-0 in the LFA. He's kind of the short, roided up looking guy that just kind of marches forward and throws big strikes. He's going to gas himself out pretty early, and Deniz is going to find the chin. I got Janata Deniz, probably first round KO. I like his hands a lot more. I like his striking all around. Hines isn't going to take him down and control him. Deniz is bigger. Deniz is lighter on the feet. So I really don't see it going any other direction than Deniz getting a KO victory.
Yeah. Bingo bango. I will take Diniz as well. Hines has got a little bit of grappling. He's a tiny bit of a wrestler, but he's juiced up, like Brevin's saying. We don't know if he's actually taking steroids, but at this point, you saw to left. Brevin, have you heard anything from this new drug testing company that the UFC has, other than tainted supplements?
No.
So I'm not gonna lie, who freaking knows at this point? I don't think half of these regional scene places test at all, really. So Deniz, I mean, his get up game off his back, his cheeks. Marcin Tybura showed that, but he is lighter on his feet. He's better at striking. Hines sucks at striking. Hines is taking this on short notice. Probably going to be the best guy he's ever fought. I can't see Hines dogging him all 3 rounds. And if he does, he does. This heavyweight division's trash if he does. I mean, it's just so bad. But yeah, bingo bango. Give me Deniz.
I truly believe you're getting pretty good odds on this one. I think Deniz is on the upper echelon of heavyweights at this point in time. Like Tybura is not a bad loss. I mean, we saw the grappling disadvantages he had in that one. I think that's a great learning lesson. I think he's in camp working on the takedown defense and then the get up game. So I don't expect this being a problem for him. And only at minus 200, I think this one's probably, a great value if you're on the Deniz side, and the KO is probably going to get you close to even money. So I like that spot.
All right. I'm done with the fat boys. I really am. I mean, honestly.
But you're a Deniz fan. You know you're a Deniz
I
fan.
mean, I want to see entertainment. And I like him on the feet. He can move well, but I'm sick of these fat boys gassing out after 2 minutes. I'm tired of it. And then we're cutting Rosenstruik. Rosenstruik was not the guy to cut. Like, what are we doing? Like,
that's fair.
What I was going to say, I have some thoughts. Brother, honestly, I mean, we can keep doing the channel. You're quitting your day job, and we're locking you in. Okay? You're getting locked in. Well, I'm talking 2 days. All right? You can stay at 2:30, 2:40, whatever you want, and we're locking you in. Because watching some of these guys fight, they are atrocious. The guys that Hines is fighting, They're horrid. Horrid.
You know, I hate to be that guy, JP, but I had the same thought when I was watching film. I was like, dude, I think I could step in there and whoop up on some of these dudes that he's fighting. I'm just saying, they're professional fighters. I don't even fight for a living. All right. I'm sitting at my desk job watching film, thinking to myself, yeah, I'm going to knock that guy's lights out, bro.
They're
So
terrible.
I have the same thought process.
They're just atrocious. In my head, I was like, we just gotta lock Brevin in. We're gonna get on strength conditioning. We're doing 2-a-days. We're hitting pads like crazy. I would say we can grapple, but I can't even put you in a fucking body triangle with my short legs, so it probably won't get much of a good look there, but
A better look. Let's get me a new training partner.
That's funny.
All right, moving up. We got Cedricus Dumas out of prison taking on Jackson Mcvey.
Oh
Holy cow.
man, Cedricus Dog Crate Dumas. Yeah, if you guys don't know the story, he fought not too long ago. Forget who it was against.
His girlfriend.
Yeah, he's taking a page out of John Jones's book. All right, which hey, John don't want to fight for time. Okay, we want super fights. Okay, we want big time rematches. You know, between me and the wife, me or whatever. That's what he's thinking. All right, don't shoot the messenger. But yeah, so Cedricus Dumas. Was it his girlfriend's house that he broke into or whatever?
Yeah, he went into her house, committed some battery, stole a few items, and then hid in a dog crate. And he was found with drugs and a gun in that dog crate when the police caught him.
In the dog crate. All right, and is he gonna put Jackson Mcvey in a dog crate? Who knows? I think Cedricus sucks. At range, he's not horrible. You know, he's got a little bit of striking at range, but when you get in close at all, past the kicking range, he'll just shell up with both of his arms and dip his head. Literally every single time. I hate it. Cannot stand it. I don't think he has a good win in the UFC. People say he beat Cody Brundage. Okay. Cool. What the hell? Yeah, Abu Azaitar. Okay. Lost to Rizzy Boyev. Fair. Everybody does, kind of. And then Dennis Tululin. There was somebody else. And then he just lost. You know, lost to Oleg Zaychuk. Because Oleg Zaychuk's crazy. Josh Frem submitted him to the guillotine. I don't like him personally. This other kid's going to be bigger. And this other kid comes out and he grapples right away, for the most part, from what I've seen. He will grapple right away. His striking's not the best at range. I also listened to an interview of this kid, and I feel like I like the thought process that he has. I know I say it all the time, but to me it matters. You know, the thought process and the IQ that you have going into the fight. Once you start getting punched in the face, if you didn't have it before, it's not going to randomly show up now. But I like this kid. He can grapple a little bit. He's 6-0. Cedricus might be the best guy he's ever fought. We're going to see that a couple times this card, newcomers, but I don't like Cedricus. I like the value you're getting on this kid. Right now, is this the one that I was telling you about earlier, bro?
I think so. Is. He's the favorite.
Yeah, so on Tapology, it says he's the dog. He is the favorite right now, though. So Cedricus is a dog, but I like the value you're getting from him. Even if he was a dog, I still would have taken him. I'm taking Jackson Mcvey. If he loses his debut, he loses. I don't like Cedricus, and I think this kid might be able to sub him. Give me Mcvey.
Yeah. Yeah, lock that in for me as well. I'm taking Jackson Mcvey. I think Dumas has just got too much to worry about in his life right now. I mean, he's facing criminal charges. I don't even know how they booked him on this card, to be honest with you,
Nice.
and got a fight scheduled. So give me the guy that's hungry for a UFC contract in Jackson Mcvey, who's dedicated his life, is going down the right path, making good choices, you know, trying to become a professional UFC fighter over the guy that's finding himself in and out of jail every other time he fights. It's just not a great look. And also, like JP was saying, I do like the grappling upside of McVeigh. He's got the very long arms. Dumas, we saw kind of tapped to a very weak guillotine from Josh Fremd up against the fence. I didn't like that look out of him. He gets caught with the hands. He kind of folds easily as well. So I think if you're on the Jackson McVeigh side, there's a lot of ways to win. You just got to catch Dumas. I mean, Dumas is skilled. You know, he can strike in his own right, has a little bit of grappling, a little bit of wrestling, but he's kind of a quitter. And he's not making good life choices right now. I think he's got too much on his plate. So give me Jackson McVeigh.
Yeah, and he comes out at the beginning of every round and pressure right away, grapple, see if we can take you down. He'll catch a Darce. He likes that um, standing head choke. He'll stand there and pull a guillotine, pull a Darce. He had a Bravo choke in 30 seconds at the beginning of a fight. So yeah, like you said, Dumas is. I mean, there's no way we have time to train when we're hiding in dog crates. Not much room in there to roll. But good pick there. Next one, hammer the under for this one is all I have to say. Hammer it. This is going to be very entertaining for sure. Terrence McKinney versus Slavaklaus Vyacheslav Borshchev.
Yeah, you're probably getting a minus 600 line on the first round finish because that's all Terrence McKinney does. He either wins in the first round or he loses in the first round. He makes quick work of his fights. He's just cranking through fights at this point. He's like, I'm gonna get paid for a win. I'm gonna get paid for a loss. Let's just get it over with in the first round. Kind of cut our losses. He's pretty skilled. And then Borshchev, what he lacks on the ground, he makes up for on the feet. I like his hands. I like his boxing. He throws to the body well. He can check some leg kicks. He's tough. He eats shots, but he kind of works his way through those shots. We saw him go to a draw with Sadikov, who we just saw have the fight of the year, hits like a truck. I mean, he's a tough guy, but I do think Terrence McKinney holds an advantage in the speed department, the unpredictability department, and the grappling as well. So I'm taking Terrence McKinney over Borshchev. I think it's probably going to go down to the ground. And McKinney can find a submission over Borshchev. I just don't like his ground game. But, it could be a barn burner and Borshchev could catch him. So kind of stay away from this fight. It's just going to be a wild, unpredictable fight like all Terrence McKinney fights are. But I'm rocking with Terrence McKinney.
Yeah, he's the exact definition of kill or be killed. And I mean, if you like UFC, if you like watching MMA, you cannot sit here and say that you don't like Terrence McKinney. You just can't, bro. Always entertaining. Always brings a fight. Like you're saying, he comes out like a bat out of hell. Boom, and he'll throw something right down the middle. Yeah, Vyacheslav, you look at the record, 8-5. Not very good. Not very good to the eyes. But if you actually look at his resume, it's not that bad, dude. He's knocking out the guys he needs to knock out. Granted, he lost to DeCasey and Mike Davis. I think that's what people don't like. The decision losses. Knocks out Mahashate. Draw with Nazim. Got dropped. He's never been knocked out, but he has been clipped several times.
Multiple times.
Got dropped by Chase Hooper, and then Chase Hooper subbed him up. Chase Hooper is world class on the ground. We both like Chase Hooper a lot. He's on a tear right now. Beats Longtop by split decision. I can see how you look at that and you're like, James Longtop, just a tough guy. You should be putting him away. And then Tom Nolan. Tom Nolan kind of beat him up. Beat him up pretty good. I like Tom Nolan. I hold Tom Nolan pretty high. Here's my thing, man. Terrence comes out fast. He comes out hard. He's a good grappler. He can take your back. Vyacheslav had great submission defense against Tom Nolan. He was sprawling pretty well. I hold Tom Nolan pretty high. Vyacheslav with Uriah Faber's team. He can sprawl. He can actually sprawl. And maybe that's just me looking at these people who we pick every weekend and they don't sprawl. They don't move their hips. They just stand there. But I love when guys actually get their hips out. Stuff the head. Do something. Work to get up. Don't just fucking lay on your back and close guard. I cannot stand that shit. On the feet, I mean, Terrence is much faster, like you said. I think the power's all in Borshchev's favor. He's gotten clipped before, sure. He's never been knocked out. I personally love the value you're getting with Vyacheslav. I think it's going to be a barn burner, a firefight, like you're saying. Wild shit. I think Vyacheslav's going to catch him. I really do. I think they're going to be in tight. McKinney's going to be doing crazy shit. Might have to stuff a couple takedowns. I think Vyacheslav's catching him with a hook on the inside. I think he's putting his lights out. I love dog value here on Borshchev. Give me a Slavaklaus dog money.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that, honestly, with McKinney picking the dog. You never know. It's kind of like a coin flip. So as far as if he wins and loses,
Facts.
not necessarily this fight, but yeah, should be a good one either way. All right, let's move up to this women's bout here. We got Tracy Cortez taking on Vivian Araujo.
It's a good one. I like this one. Another age that surprised me. Viviana, I didn't realize she's damn near 40. I thought she was like 34. So that was surprising to watch. Tracy, we just watched her fight Rose. We broke that card down a while ago. I believe both of us were on Rose for that one. I like Tracy. I don't think she's that bad. Some might say you're a little biased. Eh, if I am, I am. Okay. God forbid an actual pretty girl is good at fighting. Okay. Because every other pretty girl we see sucks. All right. Viviana's not bad. You know, she's got power. She's fast. She can strike. Right. But people, when they say she's got power, I feel like people are like, oh, she can put girls away. I don't know what we're talking about. I would hammer the over in this one because both girls go to decision. Viviana's 6-5 in her career for decisions. Let me make sure I'm correct. Other than one UFC fight, every single one of her fights in the UFC has gone to decision. I'm not worried about the power coming back. I'm just not. I like Tracy's stand up. I don't think it's that bad. And then people are like, well, she got grapple fucked by Rose. Okay. That's Rose Namajunas, who's still trying to get another title. I mean, one of the best women's fighters ever. She beat Jasuda Vicious, who's on a tear right now, who can grapple. She grappled with her too. Viviana, sure, she can grapple. She's got a little bit of jits. I think she's out wrestled here. She might have better jiu-jitsu, but what are you going to do? Throw a bunch of shit up off your back? You've proven that you're not a threat with jiu-jitsu. I like Tracy Cortez. Tracy wins decisions. She's 9-1 in her career with decisions. I think Jasuda Vicious is better. I think Namajunas is better than this girl. I like Tracy Cortez in this spot. Give me her. Give me Cortez.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you. Like the resume from Cortez is worlds above Vivian's. She has better boxing. I think she has better hands. And you talk about the power. I mean, Cortez has some power. She
Mm-hmm.
can drop girls. Like she sits down in her punches really well, especially when she throws a right hand. And I think she's gonna find that right hand in this matchup. I mean, Vivian's okay. She has a little bit of everything to her game, but even in her last fight, she was getting cut up by Silva. She was getting hit by Silva. Silva just gassed, started pulling guard in the third round, lost a decision. And Tracy Cortez is not going to do that. She's been someone that's gone 5 rounds before. I follow her on social media. She's going to be ready for this fight. She's in shape. She's been taking it very seriously, and I think she's going to come out and show people why she's still one of the top women in this division. I'm taking Tracy Cortez, and I don't think it's even very close. I mean, Viviana Araujo, even though she's coming off of a nice win, she's 38 years old. The hands don't look as good as they once did. The wrestling is going to be in favor of Cortez, and sure, the jujitsu maybe is in favor of Vivian, but I think Cortez has great jujitsu as well. To at least stay safe, if not be aggressive and offensive with it. So give me Tracy Cortez as well.
I mean, yeah, man. And Viviana gasses out. We've seen her gas out so many times. She considerably slows down, even from the first round. At the start of the second, she's considerably slower. And like again, you're gonna be worried about Viviana submitting her, bro. Rose had Tracy's back for a whole round, and if Rose isn't submitting her, I'm not worried about this bitch submitting her. So, yeah, good pick there. Next one. This one's gonna be a barn burner too in my eyes. This one's a great one. Hyder Amil versus Jose Delgado.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one because I do think it's going to be fireworks. Both of these individuals have KO power in their hands and in their feet. Hyder Amil is 11-0. He's on a nice little streak here in the UFC with some early stoppages. A nice fight against William Gomis, even though he may have lost that fight. I believe I was on Gomis, but overall, that's still a good win on the resume for Hyder Amil. Jose Delgado is a newcomer, not to the UFC in this fight, but in general, he's only had one official fight in the UFC after his Contender Series win. He's got good power as well. He's going to be taller. He's going to be lengthy. I like his striking, but I do like Hyder Amil's heart and determination. I think the pressure is going to be there for Amil. And the one thing that I notice about Delgado is when he's doing the hitting, he's fine. He's a very good striker. When he's getting hit, he kind of starts looking a little different and he looks like a different fighter. And I don't like when guys can't take the damage and they can only dish it. I think Hyder Amil is going to be able to take it and dish his own. Give me Hyder Amil to get it done and stay undefeated.
Wow, wow, crazy! I did not expect that. Wow. I agree with what you said about Jose being better at hitting versus when he's getting hit. I think both guys are really good when they're coming forward and the other guy's on the back foot. Both guys do really well with long combinations when you're on the fence. And then you're bobbing and weaving, and then you drop your hands and throw something back, and they're still throwing a combo. Um, yeah, I mean, Delgado will do that well. He's long. He'll push you back and throw 6, 7, 8 punch combinations. Hyder's like a pressure guy. Hyder will be in your face. He'll throw hard. He'll still be in your face, and then he'll level change. He showed us a lot in his most recent fight. Who's in it? Oh yeah, Big Gomis. I remember that fight, and then watching it back, I remembered why Gomis pissed me off so much. Gomis is running away the whole fucking time. Gomis is terrible. He's running away the whole time. Somebody who's pressuring him, he's just gonna do that. Gomis robbed Joe Anderson Brito. That's his best win, and it was a robbery. Brian Battle was right. You know, these fucking French dudes can't fight. You know what I mean? They're running away 24/7. But Hyder fought well. This is a good one. This is a close one. It was a tough pick for me. Fighting Jing Young Lee or whatever it was. He just stood there and just traded with him. He clipped Hyder, granted, but then he's just dropping his hands, just trading with Hyder. And Hyder's got a fucking, I mean, look at the jawline on this guy. Holy Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude's got a massive chin, and he uses it. Like, he's been rocked a couple times. I like Delgado a lot. And maybe me and Brevin have now switched places, and I take the long, lanky guys. You know, pause. But I think I like Delgado's grappling enough. We'll see how he does, if he can sprawl or not. He's long, he's sneaky. I think he's going to be able to sit something down in the pocket when Hyder's pressing forward. If Hyder backs up at all, I like Delgado at range, backing him up. When Hyder gets in close, a lot of the punches I feel like are from here, and I feel like Delgado can roll and throw something of his own. But if he can't sit down on something and get his respect, I think we might just see Hyder walk him down the whole time. So at some point, if you're Delgado, you're going to have to sit down and be like, I'm willing to eat one of his, but I got to land one big to get his respect. But I'm going to take Delgado.
Yeah, don't blame you. You're always a fan of these Phoenix fighters.
Hey,
I think you
hometown, baby.
yeah, you like them. I don't, honestly. Like, if I catch you at Trader Joe's, I'm smacking you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can run it out on the streets here in AZ, man. You know, I've
Fuck
lived here
that.
long enough. I kind of run these streets. I mean, you know, little guys. You know,
Pavement's
these are little
fucking
guys.
hot.
Little guys, man. Um, anyways, yeah, I agree with you though. I think Delgado's very sharp. He's just got to have good volume in this one because you're right. Amil will put on the pressure, right? And you have to earn a guy like Hyder Amil's respect. When Hyder Amil has never faced defeat, he's gonna press forward. And I kind of like the fact that he's just this older fighter, like 35. He's seen a
Yeah.
lot of things. You know, there's something about that grown man strength. Well, where Delgado, he's a little bit younger, a little bit more fresh, you know, inside the UFC. And I think that you have to learn lessons at some point, but we'll see. This should be a good matchup either way.
Could be a barn burner.
All right, moving up, we've got Jack Hermansson, body bags killer, taking on Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez.
Body bag. Interesting one here, man. These two guys. Jack Hermansson, almost 38. You know, RoboCop's gonna be bigger, but not a longer reach. Hermansson's technically sound. You know, he strikes technically sound. He's technically sound defensively. His grappling is kind of like Dirty-esque. You know, he'll put you up in the clinch against Cage and stuff like that. He's just a vet, and that's what he used against Pyfer. And watching that fight back, I kind of feel like watching the Kelvin Gastelum fight now. Pyfer didn't really learn that we got to double up the shots, more than one big shot, because he did the same thing against Hermansson. My only thing is Hermansson's sometimes too defensively sound, and he won't throw enough. Not enough volume. And I feel like that's something you talk about all the time, and it's really clicked for me. It's not enough volume. And then you get behind, this is a 3-round fight. If this was 5 rounds, it'd be a much harder pick for me. Hermansson's real good at 5 rounds, but it's a 3-round fight. And if you give up a round, you're already down a round. And then the second one, if that's close, so you're down a round and you had a close second round, you need to finish in third. And I don't think Hermansson's necessarily great at finishing guys, especially right now. You know, I mean, decent amount of canceled fights recently. Roman Dolidze put him out, and then Pyfer decision. Before that, Chris Curtis decision. He hasn't had a finish win since 2020 when he heel hooked Kelvin Gastelum. RoboCop's got power the first round. I'm not worried about him gassing out like he did in the Cannonier fight. He's got power. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu too, so you're not going to dog walk him in the grappling. I think he's stronger than Hermansson, and I think he throws more volume. He's going to be more active, and if Hermansson's just going to be defensively sound the whole time, we're not throwing anything, give me RoboCop.
Yeah, I thought you broke that down very nicely, and you alluded to it. The volume for Hermansson has not always been there, and that's exactly what I saw on film when I broke this fight down. I do think Hermansson is going to focus on staying safe with a guy of such presence and physical stature as Gregory Rodriguez. He marches forward, he throws big strikes, and we saw that in the Pyfer fight. Hermansson just shelled up, and he didn't throw, and Pyfer really had his way for the first 2 rounds. But the thing was, that was a 5-round fight. Pyfer just lost his stamina, and Hermansson poured it on for the last 3 rounds. And this one, only being a 3-round fight, give me Gregory Rodriguez. I think the strikes are going to be there. The power's on his side. The jiu-jitsu's on his side. If he wants to wrestle, he can wrestle. Hermansson, he's fought top-level guys. He has strengths at times with the wrestling, with the pressure, but like JP said, the volume's not going to be there. And I like Gregory Rodriguez and all the different facets of the methods that he can get it done versus Hermansson just hoping to steal one on the scorecards. I just don't think he can find a finish over Robocop. So I'm also taking Gregory Rodriguez.
Finally back on the same side. I think very interesting. All right. Now,
Oh, relax. We took a 1-fight break.
hey, didn't we have a couple so far? Delgado,
Oh, yeah,
Amil.
sure. Borshchev,
Yeah.
Slava Claus, give me a
Slava.
break.
Slava Klaus. Hey, you're not going to get no presents this year. You don't pick Slava Klaus.
That's fine by me.
He's looking for fights at fucking Trader Joe's. Hey, meet me, buddy.
Take that buffalo
chicken.
Hey, pal, give me that buffalo chicken wrap back. Turns around, it's Jose Delgado.
Oh, man.
Slapping him.
Buffalo chicken right down the pipe. Yeah, right. Oh.
It's tough. I'm kicking him in his calf, and he's going to fall over.
Yeah, Lord knows he ain't going to do anything about it. Jesus Christ.
I'll withdraw from his fight with me.
I withdraw from the Trader Joe's checkout line. Main card time. Main card, and this main card is absolutely stacked, in my opinion. Very excited for a lot of these fights. The return of fraud check, nail painting, whatever. Peyton Talbott returns against Felipe Lima.
This should be a good fight. I mean, Talbot's got quite the fan base out there as far as UFC watchers go. Got fraud checked in his last time out. Turns out he can't grapple. The wrestling is a problem. He kind of focuses on these one-punch KOs and hopes to find it early. And if the fight goes long, it just kind of falls apart. That's kind of what we saw. I do like his striking. I'll give him that. I like his striking. He can find the home for the right hand when he throws it straight. He is powerful. But you know what, JP, in this one, I think Felipe Lima's seen enough guys like Peyton Talbot. Lima's got a grappling advantage, a wrestling advantage. He can eat power shots, come back with his own. He throws hard. I think striking wise, he's on par with Peyton Talbot. A lot of people, even on TikTok today, are kind of disagreeing. They think Talbot's got such a striking advantage. I don't really see it. Sure, maybe the right hand if it hits flush, but you're kind of just banking on one punch hitting flush. And I just think Lima's too skilled, too prone, or too aware to know what's coming at him for him to be prone to that. So I'm taking Felipe Lima. I think he can get Talbot down to the ground. And I think he can find a submission, probably take the back, find a rear naked choke. Give me Felipe Lima.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Peyton's gonna be bigger. I mean, 4 inches bigger, so he's gonna be a little bit considerably taller. His striking is gorgeous. Love to watch it. Great striking. right hand, like you said, down the pipe. That apology is whacking out on me. He's got decent kicks, and he can grapple a little bit. He's got a couple sub finishes, But he stopped his grappling when he was like, "Oh, I feel like I'm good enough to use it when I need to." And once you get to the UFC, there's higher level people, like Barcelos showed you in that fight. Some guys, you'll stuff 1-2 takedowns, and they'll keep coming at you, right? And when you're tired, that takedown defense that was mediocre at best before, you're relying on your balance and your size maybe, isn't good anymore because you're exhausted, right? So he gets fraud checked against Barcelos. Everybody's like, oh, this and that. And then always locking in. He cut his hair. He did this. He did that. I don't care. I really don't care because he's getting a fucking dog in Felipe Lima. A dog. I think Peyton Talbott gets ran over by Nemeth, grapple fucked way more than he was against Barcelos. Felipe Lima took it on short notice and then choked him out in the third round. And then he went out there and beat Miles Johns, a wrestler who's stocky, who's looking to take his head off the whole time, who's loading up the whole time. Felipe can strike in his own right. No way Peyton Talbott comes out here and outclasses Felipe on the feet, and Lima does nothing about it. This kid is a dog. He's well-rounded, way better than Peyton. I don't know what you do with Peyton from here. I think he's getting dog-walked again. I'd be shocked if he goes out there and starches Felipe. If he does, cool. We'll see what he does next. Bingo, bango. Give me Felipe and Lima.
You know the thing about Peyton Talbott is I feel like everyone wants him to be Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
They want this tall, lengthy striker that they can get behind has a crazy personality, that's got this cool tattoo on his chest and out the backside of his back that just knocks people out. But Sean O'Malley is levels above Peyton Talbott, and I think Sean O'Malley was levels above Peyton Talbott when he entered the UFC. I just look at Peyton Talbott's wins, and sure, they were flashy, they were fun, but they were over absolute nobodies. Peyton Talbott has proved nothing, whereas Sean O'Malley beat top level opponents time and time again to get to where he ended up being. And the grappling's even worse. Sean O'Malley at least is out there in grappling tournaments,
Getting finishes.
having to defend takedowns, winning grappling tournaments. Like, sure, you get out wrestled by Merab. Merab's the best in the world. Peyton Talbot's not doing any of that, So I just worry about like his dedication to the sport. How bad does he want it? Right? Like, what does that look like for him? Felipe Lima, like you said, he's a dog and he has heart. And I think even if he was like losing going into the third round, like he was in the Muhammad Nemeth fight, he's going to go out there and find a way to win because he's just got that desire, that passion, in that want to be champion one day. I like Lima a lot in this position. And because of the fan base out there for Talbot, I think you can still get a pretty good line on Felipe Lima.
Well, it's like you're saying about the Sean thing. That is the casual test in my eyes, right? I like Peyton Talbot. Or Sean's washed. That's what everybody's saying now. Sean's washed. I feel like you're just casual. All you were was a casual that watched Sean O'Malley when he fought because he was knocking people out. And then once you get to the higher level, you realize this is MMA, bro. People like Merab. I mean, Merab's the best to ever fucking do it with that style. But some guys aren't going to be deterred because you stuffed one takedown and you're hitting them in the face. They're going to shoot a fourth, shoot a fifth, shoot a sixth. Now it's the third round. Peyton's tired because I've been punching this dude the whole time. Felipe's coming like a bat out of hell, I just feel like it's such a casual take for people to be like, oh, I like this guy. This guy's nasty just because you watch him knock out absolute nobodies.
Gomori, 0-2 in the UFC.
Horrendous.
Get out of here. All right, moving up. We've got Benny Dariush taking on Renato Money Moicano.
Money Moicano. I cannot afford to lose. All right. I like Money Moicano. Okay. On the mic, great skills. All right. This fight, I've been hearing a little bit of this, a little bit of that from this fight, right? I've been hearing people say that Money Moicano is chinny. Then Neil's going to go out there and dog walk, starch him. What the hell are we talking about? Beneil Dariush is 5-5 with KOs throughout his career. And we're worried about Moicano being chinny? What? Beneil Dariush's stand-up has never looked crisp and gorgeous. It's always wide looping stuff. Sure, when he hits you, yeah, it's a wide looping punch. No shit, you're going to go out, right? He's lost against Charles. Okay. Not a bad loss. Charlie-O. And then he's lost against Armin. Okay. Not a bad loss. He got stopped in both of those, for one. For two, the Armin fight was bad. And I'm not talking about him being knocked out. I'm talking about watch him when he's doing that. What was that? His defense was terrible, and then he just sticks his arms out and lowers his head right into the knee. Horrible. Like, I'm not even talking about him being unconscious. It's terrible defense. Easy setup for Armin. Horrendous. Moicano. I mean, before he lost to Islam, which we'll get there, he's on a 4-fight win streak after he lost to Rafael. Sure, you look at the names. Drew Dober, Brad Riddell, which Brad Riddell's pretty decent striker, actually. Okay. Tiger Muay Thai guy. Drew Dober, he is what he is. Jalen Turner, don't care what anybody says. Moicano, that was a gritty win. Okay. That was when Turner, I think that was the fight that made Turner, I don't know if I want to do this anymore type thing. Right? Because he had the fight won. He did fumble that bag. He knocked him down and then just kind of stood there and looked at him. So he fumbled hard.
He fumbled our bag.
Yeah, he did.
Correction, he fumbled our bag.
Yeah,
not his bag, our bag.
Boom, sits him down, just stares at him. Okay, buddy. It's like Cody Garbrandt in the Barcelos fight. And they gassed out. And then beat the shit out of Benoit Saint Denis. Okay? I don't want to hear, well, Benoit's not even good. Yeah, you found out he wasn't good because Moicano beat the shit out of him. What are we talking about? You guys were all high on him. Okay? I picked Benoit. And then I found out, oh, he got the shit kicked out of him. All right? So don't act like we all knew that he wasn't good before that Moicano fight. Okay? For one. For two, then he's supposed to fight Dariush and then pulls up early because I forget who's supposed to. Oh, it was Armin. Armin was supposed to fight Islam. He pulls out. So Moicano goes, hey, I'll do it. Boom, steps in. And then he gets dog walked by Islam, and everybody's like, Moicano sucks. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? How does he suck? Sure, he got finished by Islam, but Neil will get whipped by Islam. Whipped. What are we talking about? 2 bad KO finishes. He's got a bunch of canceled bouts. Sure, he beat Gamrot. Gamrot fought horrible in that fight. Over-wrestled. Gassed himself out. Yes, Benio can grapple a little bit. Yes, I understand. Moicano, in the grappling, let me make sure I'm not smoking crack. Yeah, I'm not. He beat Chase Hooper in a grappling match. And we're sitting here and you're trying to tell me that it's even grappling between the two? Get the hell out of here. Give me money, Moicano. Benio's washed. He's out. He's done. Money Moicano all the way. Easy money.
Easy money for JP. Yeah, I'm glad we're finally going to get to see this fight. They were supposed to fight, and then Moicano had to step up and fight against Islam. Now, recently, Dariush has come out on social media saying that if it was him that got the call to take on Islam, he would have put up a much better performance than Moicano did. I guess we'll kind of find that answer out on Saturday. I mean, at least they now get to fight each other. Originally, when they were scheduled to fight, I was pretty high on Moicano. JP, I'll just say one thing. I'm glad I've had more time to consider this fight and watch more film. I do think Dariush has the much more polished record and resume. He's fought much higher level of fighters than Moicano has. If you look at Moicano's wins, not a single one of them has aged nicely. Jalen Turner now retiring at such a young age. Benoit falling off the face of the earth after his loss to Dustin, after his loss to Renato. So there's just nothing there that impresses me. And like you said, sure, Dariush lost his last 2 fights, got KO'd. Renato hasn't KO'd anybody in the UFC outside of taking them down and winning by ground and pound or a doctor's stoppage. It's not like he has a ton of power on the feet. And I will tell you one thing, JP. I don't think Renato's going to take Beneil Dariush down. I don't think he's going to be able to out-wrestle him. And I don't think he is even close to the level of grappler that Beneil Dariush is. Watching more and more film, I do think Dariush is a high-level grappler. He just has to stay safe from the striking. And like you said before we even started filming, Dariush throws some wild stuff. Moicano gets hit quite a bit. On the feet, he gets hit. So I think if the takedowns get stuffed and it's just a stand-up exchange, in my opinion, Dariush has an advantage. And if it does go down to the ground, I think it's Dariush taking it down to the ground, finding the back or something of Moicano. I'm taking Beneil Dariush. Do I like him? No, I don't like him as a person. I couldn't care less if he wins, honestly. But I do think he wins this fight. I'm rocking with Beneil Dariush.
Oh, I would have put up a better fight. Okay. By what? Getting your ass kicked differently? Shut the hell up. Dude's a bum. Um, with all that being said, probably not touching it. Not betting it. Just not doing it. Moicano, the one thing he did say, Moicano does get touched a lot. Boss. But yeah, he is not the best at getting out of the way of punches. But who knows? We'll see. On to the next one. Probably one of my favorite fights on the card for a good reason. And everybody who's been here, been around a while, they know why. Brandon Royval versus the now short notice king in my book, Joshua Van.
Yeah, super excited for this fight. Honestly, thank you, Dana White and the UFC, for keeping Royval on this card and giving Joshua Van another chance to prove how truly good he is. Joshua Van coming off a very nice win in his last time out. What is it now? 2 weeks ago against Bruno Silva. Looked very dominant from start to finish. He has a nice jab. The boxing's on point. He works the body well. He'll come up top, throw big strikes to the head. Has great wrestling defense as well. Doesn't get taken down a lot either, which is a very good recipe to be successful inside of this division. Brandon Royval, he's fought the who's who in the division as well. He's coming off of a very nice win over Tatsuro Taira, where he defended a lot of wrestling attempts and outstruck him. He has a win over Brandon Moreno. He's fought against the current champ, Alexandre Pantoja. JP, on short notice, being so young and inexperienced, I think this is a great opportunity for Joshua Van, but I don't think he can win this fight. I'm hopping off the van. JP, drop me off. I'm rocking with Brandon Royval. I think he gets it done. And now Royval's dog money. So I'm on the dog side. I think Royval is better all around. The striking, the wrestling, the grappling, everything. And he's dog value. I'm taking it and I'm hammering it. Give me Brandon Royval.
Wow. Out the van. Dude just hopped. Ditched us.
I'm out.
He's out. Wow. Jinkies. I mean, we're in the Scooby van. And man's just out of here. Grabs his Scooby snacks and dips. Yeah. First of all, very surprised. Yeah, and I think Joshua opened up at like minus 200 or something. Let me double check that.
No, he was the underdog when it opened. I put a bet on it, which is why I know that. I put money on Royval when he was the favorite, and now the lines have flip-flopped. Royval is the underdog, and I need to place a new bet.
Bro, the lines have flipped multiple times. On June 9th, when it first opened, Joshua Van was minus 260.
Really?
And then
so I missed my opportunity.
And then the day after that, he jumped to plus 112. And then jumped back down to minus 115, back up to plus 110. And then it just kept doing. Now he's minus 125 and stabilized. So that is surprising. Very surprising. Yeah, Brandon Royval. I mean, slick striker. He's got great grappling. Only lost to Pantoja and Moreno, I'm pretty sure, in the UFC. If I'm not wrong. Yes, I know he has 7 losses, but I mean, just in the UFC, he's only lost to those 2 guys. Those are high-level guys, right? Bruno Silva fight, broke it down to a T. Went exactly the way we said it would for Van. The Charles Johnson fight. Everybody wants to talk about him getting knocked out. I picked Charles Johnson in that fight. I don't think I've picked a Joshua Van fight wrong. I've been on the van this whole time.
You have.
I got body bags in the van. I'm drinking in the van. I'm doing so many illegal things in the van. And Brevin's a rat and he's dipping? Brother, I ain't no rat. I'm sticking on the van. Give me Joshua freaking Van, okay? I love his striking. We can't get our back taken standing up. All right, Royval's long. He's tricky. He's got good standing back take. Can't have that. A little worried about that. Don't blame anybody for going Royval. I do think he is very good. Give me Joshua Van. I can't leave the van. I'm too far in it. Too many illegal things have happened. They got too much dirt on me. I'm staying in the van. Give me Joshua freaking Van. All right, he's going to make me more money this weekend. Honestly, I think he's made us the most money on the show out of any fighter. I'm not going to lie.
He might be up there, but dude, dog value on Royval, who beat Kai France, who's fighting for the belt this weekend, um, has the experience, who's 32 years old. Joshua Van's only 23, guys.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
guess what? He doesn't check leg kicks very well.
Nope.
He was getting eaten up against Edgar Chairez. I think Royval's going to exploit him on Saturday.
Can't sit at range. Cannot sit at range. You guys, 100%, if you can't tell by the breakdown, this is a biased pick. Extremely biased pick for me. The Beneil Dariush one probably is too. But this one, Joshua Van, I'm riding with my guy until the wheels fall off.
I don't blame you. I love Joshua Van. Short notice.
He's
against
nasty.
Brandon Royval. Like maybe a few more tune-up fights. Like this isn't Cody Durden. This isn't Edgar Chairez. This is a whole brand new level. This is the top echelon of the division at 23.
Well,
Man.
I personally think it's a win-win for him, you know? Because if you win, your name's in the hat now. And if you lose,
I know.
what'd you learn from that loss?
If you think about it that way, you're not telling me he's not thinking about it that way. Oh, it's a win-win. If you lose, you lose. And I'm here to predict winners. So that's why I'm picking Brandon Royval. I don't care if it's a win-win if you lose. That makes no sense. I'm here to pick winners.
Cap. All right, you get championship experience. More people in the van.
We got no more room. You're done already. Too many illegal things, and we got a dead body in the back. All right. Alex, just kidding. For YouTube moderators, whatever. It's a Joe Pyfer joke. Please don't ban us on TikTok or on YouTube like we did on TikTok. It's about Joe Pyfer, body bags. Okay. All right. Alexandre Pantoja is fighting in the co-main against Kai France.
Kai France. I want to see
Money Moicano is back on the show.
No. It's my Manel Cop. They're very, very similar. Okay, Kai you're not going to do nothing about it. You and your team
Easy
are bunch
money.
of yeah. If you guys haven't seen Manel Cop slinging around that F word, and no, I'm not talking about the F bomb. Okay, talk about the other one, and I'm not gonna say it. I say some crazy shit on the show. Not saying that.
Said some crazy stuff in the comment section too.
Excuse me for calling someone a clown. Oh, excuse me. Fucking TikTok. Brevin can fight the Taffa brothers. I'll fight TikTok in the other corner. Okay? We can run it. Whatever. This one's a good fight. Pantoja. I said last time when he was taking on that other kid that they brought in from Ryzen and stuff who had power. If he wins this one, I don't personally like him, but we're going to have to throw some respect on his name. And then I picked him. That was one of the first times I threw out my bias, and I said, you know what, I just think he's going to win it. This kid's got a home run shot if he doesn't hit it. Pantoja beats him everywhere. Shocker. Pantoja beats him everywhere. Kai Kara. I like Kai Kara a lot. He's got a lot of power. He fights out of that gym that I love, City Kickboxing with Izzy and Dan Hooker and all them. He's got a kid now. Probably got dad strength. Everybody knows it's different when you have a kid. He hits people hard as fuck. He will put your lights out. Well, guess what, buddy? I've seen Alexandre Pantoja walloped. You can hit him with a cinder block. And the dude keeps walking forward and then takes you down and then takes your back. At this point, he's making a debate for the GOAT of that division. I personally still think it's Demetrius. Pantoja's beating everybody, bro. Pantoja's literally beating everybody. And he outclasses Kai Kara everywhere besides the striking. And Pantoja's a sneaky, awkward striker that's actually pretty decent. In my eyes, Kai Kara needs the home run shot. The one shot. And granted, everybody's got a chin until that one time you don't. I don't think this is it. I personally don't. I think Pantoja beats him everywhere. Give me Pantoja. I think he should move up and fight Marab. Give me Alexandre.
That'd be a heck of a fight. Yeah, I agree with everything that you said. I think Pantoja's got a chin for days. He is making a push for the GOAT of that division. I would love to see him move up. You've beat everybody, and on Saturday he's going to beat a few people twice. He's already fought Kai France on the Ultimate Fighter back in 2016, I believe, and he beat him via unanimous decision. I think he can find a finish on Saturday. Sure, Kai Kara France hits like a Mack truck, but if you just rely on that power time and time again, what happens if you don't find it? We kind of mentioned that in the Peyton Talbot fight. I think Pantoja is too skilled, too well rounded, too used to being champion to get cracked and get knocked out. And even if he does get cracked, he's the cannibal for a reason. He's going to eat it and keep moving forward. Give me Alexandre Pantoja.
That's the truth. I mean, we've seen him be absolutely cracked, and that dude just head bounces back and he keeps coming forward like nothing happened. So and again, like I said, everybody's got a chin until that one shot, and now you no longer have a chin, and everybody calls you chinny. But I mean, no way you're putting your money on a 25-11 Kai Kara. What are we doing? All right, we've done it. We've made it. The big one. The one that everybody wants to see. The one that I am obnoxiously excited for. And a couple things have been said out of one of these guys about plans for the future, depending on how this goes. Mr. Ilia Topuria. Where's Charlie? Charles du Bronx.
So excited for this one, JP.
Oh my god, it's a banger.
This is going to be a fun one. Charles Oliveira puts up a fight no matter who he's going against, and you can never count him out. He hits like a truck. He throws very hard. He walks forward, applies great pressure. He's probably one of the best submission artists inside of the UFC. And ever since he had his daughter, he's been on an absolute tear. He's got the loss most recently to Armin, who I believe maybe he won that fight. I don't know. It was close. I rewatched it this week doing film study, and Armin probably won that fight, but it was close and the submissions were deep. And if Armin's shorts didn't slide off there in the first
He's out.
round, Charles has a win over Armin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's been fighting really well, and he looked so dominant against Michael Chandler. You could tell there was levels to this game. Michael Chandler had been out for way too long, and Oliveira has just taken leaps forward in his career. I think he's at his prime. He's fighting very well. Ilia Topuria moving up division says he's going to knock out Charles in the first round with the pressure that Charles puts on people. Um, Coming off a great win over Max Holloway, knocked him out cold. Max Holloway never been dropped in his career. Ilya's got that thing, man. He's got that touch in his hands. He's got the power, the beautiful boxing. Now he says he's got great grappling. We just have never had to have seen it yet. I don't know about all that, to be honest. I might call cap on the great grappling. I rewatched his fight with Bryce Mitchell this week, and in the first round, Bryce Mitchell actually found a takedown and held him down for the remainder of the round. Obviously, later on, Ilya had his way with Bryce, but if Bryce Mitchell can do that to Ilya in that division, and now Bryce Mitchell's moving down a division because he's saying everybody's too strong in that division, then it's like, what do we think Charles Oliveira is going to do, with the strength that he possesses, fighting at 155 for as long as he has at this point? I do think it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a real good test for Ilya. I don't like whenever they have their sights set on something else when they're maybe looking past an opponent. JP, we saw that happen, what, 3 weekends ago now? With Patchy Mix, making his UFC debut, saying he's going to be champ, and he's looking past his opponent, and then all of a sudden things don't go his way. I don't want that to be the case, but I do fear for Charles when he walks forward. He gets hit a lot. And Ilya throws nasty combinations. I think he'll work the legs, work the body, and then finish up top at the head like he did with Max Holloway. I'm taking Ilia Topuria, but it should be a good fight. And if you like Charles, line's great for you. Line is beautiful for you. I might sprinkle a little bit on Charles by sub, but I think Ilya's going to have the power to get it done. He's just got to be focused on Charles, man. We can't move on too quick.
Oh man. Yeah, Charles Oliveira. I mean, when I say world class, I still feel like it's kind of underselling it a little bit, but this guy's grappling is just on a different level. It really is. And his striking's come a long way, man. A lot of people used to call him a quitter when he was younger in his career and stuff. Granted, sure, yeah, I can see how you say that, but that year he was champ. The years since, I mean, he had a run there where he was just, I mean, you had to put respect on his name, whether you like it or not, and he's very entertaining. He's accurate. He turns hooks over very well, right? And he'll step in and put his leg up because one, he wants you to either grab it and then he'll pull guard and wrap himself around you like a python, or he'll step down after he puts his leg up and then he'll turn his hook over. He won't throw it hard or anything, but he'll turn it over beautifully. Boom, right on the chin. He'll drop people with it, right? And he gets dropped too. But the thing about Charles is he'll get dropped. Are you going to follow him down there? Because if you're not going to put him out, you're in a spider web, basically. And then it's, all right, now we got to watch what we're doing. And then he recovers, and then that's how he wins fights, right? I like Charles. I like Charles a lot. Again, another guy, when you watch UFC, if you watch MMA, you cannot say you do not like this guy. He's always entertaining. He always brings something. Like Brevin said, he won that Armin fight. All right, I can give a shit if Brevin rewatched it. He fucking won that fight. Okay? Deep submissions. All right, just because you're pulling your shorts out, dude's whipping it out, middle of the octagon, and we're giving him the win for it?
What? Yeah, Chris Jones style.
What are we doing? I mean, Chris, keep it in your pants. The only thing is he's going up against the best boxer in the UFC. And I do not say that lightly. Ilia Topuria is the best boxer in the UFC. Hands high, moves well with his hands, body, head, and he'll go up very quick, very hard. He'll turn his hooks over. I mean, he rocks people, absolutely rocks people. His grappling, in my eyes, I think it's decent. All right, I don't think he's world class, right? But I think it's decent. Michael Chandler, he was able to stay safe. Granted, Charles was hurt. I understand that, but he was able to stay safe. I mean, Charles still whipped him, but he's able to stay safe. Ryan Hall, one of the biggest weirdos in the UFC ever. One of the best. The dude that quite literally created the 50-50 position, or just about, in grappling. Ilia was in deep leg locks in that fight. Stayed safe. I think Charles has to hit a submission here to win. I truly do. I think he gets beat in every other fashion. I can't see him going all 5 rounds, taking Ilia's back, beating him up a little bit, just holding his back, threatening, rounds over, do it again. I think Ilia's going to catch him at some point. I think that's the hard part about fighting Ilia. He's one of those guys. You have to crack him. You just do, or he's way too confident. Some might call it delusion. That dude's way too confident. He will come forward unless you make him rethink it and crack him with something big. Guy Herbert dropped him with a head kick. Next round, Ilia comes forward again. Boom, starches him. Give me Ilia Topuria and new 155 champ. I think he's nasty, dude. I really do. I think he's good. Give me Topuria.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing though too, is like I'm always worried about Charles's chin, but like he's fought some of the hardest hitters in the 155 division, like Justin Gaethje, like Michael Chandler, throwing absolute nukes his way. Justin Gaethje came out and said Charles Oliveira is one of the hardest hitting guys that he's ever faced. Now I think that's high praise, coming from Justin Gaethje that wins over Dustin Poirier. Like, is Ilya just levels above those guys as far as the power goes? Plus, like, Michael Chandler's wrestling is top tier. He's a great wrestler. Charles was taking him down.
Yeah.
Charles was just ragged on, controlling him, having his way. Can Charles do that to Ilya? Honestly, he might. He might, and we could be wrong. Originally, JP, I'll let you in on a little secret. I wrote down Charles Oliveira's name on my note card here. It was written down. I flipped my picks, taking Ilya because I do think Charles gets hit so much. You don't want to get hit by Ilya. I will say that. But he's so good, dude. He won in on that 11 fight win streak.
Yeah.
After his daughter was born. I got him the title chance against Islam. Looked good in the Armin fight. Looked amazing in the Chandler fight. This should be a great fight.
Yeah.
And I think the odds are a little bit too wide, honestly. For a guy moving up divisions to a new weight class, that's always a tough feat to achieve. We've seen that time and time again.
I will say, I've heard a couple people say they're not quite sure if the power is going to translate and follow him. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. I truly don't. He doesn't have to cut as much weight. He can leave more muscle on. Maybe he might be a smidge slower. And that's a smidge. But I don't know what we're talking about. That's 10 more pounds behind that hook that he already throws gorgeously, for one. And I will say, Brevin, I talked about it earlier, and I talk about it all the time. When you're getting somebody who's trying to take you down, or you're following somebody to the ground. I love the way Ilia has his hips when he's striking, when he's grappling, when he's takedown defense, all of it, dude. His hips are all in or all out. When he's throwing that right hand, those hooks, his hips are in on every shot he throws. When you clinch with him, his hips are back. Watch the Max, watch the Volk KO. When he's KOing him, look at how he switches. Jesus Christ, I'm hitting my desk. I'm getting so into it. But look at how he switches sides, switching his hips, keeping his hips away from you. In case you reach to grab him, you're grabbing ankles. And then he's just teeing off on you. I truly do think Ilia is on his way if he stays locked in. I think he's on his way to being one of the ones, dude. I think he's different. His boxing is phenomenal. The way he moves with his hands and everything. I think he's different, man.
And he might be. You know, he might be. He's got some good wins. Bull, granted, a little bit older in his career. Max Holloway, a little bit older in his career. Beyond that, Ryan Hall, who's just a weirdo. Shai Herbert, where he got clipped. And Bryce Mitchell is honestly not that great. Those aren't the best wins, honestly. And he's got 8 fights in the UFC. So, like, he's got a ways to go. You know, he really does have a ways to go. I think if he could become 3 weight class champion, you'd be the champ. Sure, maybe. You know, we can talk about that.
Well,
But
especially if
he
he
does have,
if he beats Islam to do that, I think we got
sure.
a heavy case.
If he beats Charles and then beats Islam, we can have that discussion.
We're up there.
You know. But yeah, I don't know. It should be a close fight. I do like Charles Oliveira. It kind of sucks he's fighting Ilia because I love just cheering for him. And I still may cheer for him a little bit, and I might sprinkle a little bit on Oliveira by sub. The one thing before we move on, the one thing that Charles Oliveira came out and said that I didn't like is he thinks he's going to knock out Ilia early. I don't love that approach.
Yeah.
Don't stand there and trade with him, right? You can't get that confident in your hands when you're the submission threat. When you should find the takedowns and maybe take the back and find a submission, right? Like, I just don't love that approach.
We see it all the time. Bilal. I mean, Bilal or who else did it? Somebody else recently. We see it all the time. Why would you? Why? What do you have to prove? Do you want to win? Or do you want to look cool? Who fucking cares?
Yeah, I just worry that Oliveira's going to try to prove a point saying, hey, this guy's coming up to my division at 155. Like, it's not there, and then gets clipped, right? And we talked about, is the power going to be there? The power's always there for a guy like Ilia, right? The power's there for like guys like Michael Chandler, but what separates them is the technique.
Yeah.
When you turn that right hook over and you catch the chin, you snap that neck, it's going to cut off the blood circulation. You're going to get knocked out. You're going to be out cold. And I think that's most likely what's going to happen here. So, all right, that does it for the card. That doesn't do it for the show. Don't go anywhere. We have your free show parlays coming your way right now, starting with Lockdoor MMA's Lock of the Night. JP, would you like me to go first this weekend?
I could go first. I put you on the spot last weekend. Or last week. Man, this one was tough. I had a couple different ones I wanted to go, but I truly do think he's different. We just got done talking about it. I won't yap your ear off anymore about him. Give me Ilia Topuria. And new to beat Charles. Lock him in. Lock it in.
I love it. And for my lock, I'm taking the co-main eventer, Alexandre Pantoja. I think he's just worlds above Kaikar France. So skilled, and he's already beaten him, so a little MMA math. Sure, it's hard to beat the same guy twice, but not when their levels different and better than they were before, and I said that when Sean O'Malley took on Merab. So give me Pantoja.
Pantoja's beat like 2-3 guys twice, so he's the outlier.
Yeah, nothing new to that guy. All right, for Brev's Basic, we're dialing it up with some of these top guys, starting with my lock, Alexandre Pantoja. And then,
I like the way you say it, bro. Alexandre.
You got to, Alexandre.
Let's go for that.
Let's go for that, you ready? All right. And then JP's lock, Ilia, the Matador, for you. And then, an interesting little pick. It might be a little sweaty, but it's kind of fun. Give me RoboCop. Gregory Rodriguez to finish off the Basic. Right now, that's at plus money. So go ahead and get your bets in.
Money. Oh, good little one there. Alexandra. All right, juicer time. Let's do it. All right. I've heard from the people. And I was like, you know what? What am I doing? Too many parlays. Jesus Christ. Too many picks on the prelims. Okay? Too many prelimers.
It's fair feedback.
Hey, good feedback. Great feedback. And we love feedback over here. Okay? I'm not going to get into it anyways.
Not all of it.
Not all of it when you sound like an idiot. All right. Too many prelimers. Get them off here. All right. We damn near swept the main card last week. John Mahal. Let's go for that. Trash. But we're doing a main card one. Okay. Got to. I think we might sweep it, honestly. I really do. Okay. Starting off, Jose Delgado. Me and Brevin are split. Gonna be a damn good fight. Probably gonna have to sweat it out. Not gonna lie. Throw Jose Delgado in there. Next one, Brevin went with him, and I went with him too. RoboCop over Hermansson. The volume's just not gonna be there, and he's got power. 3-round fight. Give us RoboCop. Next one, Talbott's losing. Sorry, casuals. Talbott's losing. Felipe Lima's a dog. Throw him in there. Not dog money. He's just a dog, literally. Lock it in. All right, next one. Brevin's out the van because he's a rat. I ain't a rat. I'm still in the van. Joshua Van. Throw him in there. All right. And the final two. You guys know what it is. Okay. First lock I think we've ever done with the co-main and main. First of all. But throw him in there. All right. Ilia Topuria. Phenomenal boxing. Throw him in there. And Alexandre Pantoja. Okay. Throw him in there. Kai Kara's getting beat. 6 legs. Main card juicer. I don't remember the last time we had a main card juicer. Like pretty much every fight. I think the only fight is the Delgado one, maybe? Oh no, the RoboCop one. But whatever, it's smacking. Okay. Just under 1,000 right now. It was over 1,000 when I made it right before we filmed. So lines are moving rapidly. But it's juice, baby. It is juiced.
Yeah. It is juice, and it is exciting. It's got me stoked and wishing it was Saturday already, but hey, as of filming right now, it's only Monday, so we've got quite a few days left in the week, but that's okay. We have something to look forward to. Guys, if you've made it this far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're the best UFC predictors in the world. We'll keep telling you guys that every single week. And if, we don't make you happy, that's okay too. Hopefully you guys have a fun time. Because that's what it's all about, right? Having fun. Enjoying a beautiful sport and mixed martial arts. And I hope you guys can enjoy it with your friends and family. And with that, I'll hand it over to JP.
Snooze fest last weekend, but that's okay. We're all nice and rested for this barn burner of a pay-per-view that we got. All right, where are we for this pay-per-view, actually? Oh, we're in Vegas.
I didn't even look. Yeah, we're in Vegas. T-Mobile.
T-Mobile, baby.
Good stuff.
Hey, we're in Vegas. Me and Brevin might watch this one together. You guys know what that means. All right. Normally when we watch it together, bangers, and we're smacking the card. All right. Yeah, drop a like. All right. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed. You got nothing to say, drop a W in the comments. All right. Help that algorithm out with your boys. And go follow the new TikTok, man, because TikTok just hates me. It just really does. Doesn't like me. Sees the red beard and everything and says, get this guy the fuck off this app. All right? That's okay. We're going to keep going. Ladies and gentlemen, another week of fights. As always, it was a pleasure. Bingo, bango, baby. Peace.